Welcome back to Avalon and Ninth. Please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. We are on week 10 of 52 weeks of Fandom. And this week I am featuring a kit from the shop Sticker Geek Designs. I have done many of these in the past. I did a few of these during Halloween, but I have a ton for Fandom. I'm still really confused about how they're supposed to be laid out in the planner. I know that I've said this before, and I probably should figure it out. At the end of the day, I should just probably figure out how it is supposed to go. So one of these days I will. I think before I do the next one, I'm going to have to put a little reminder as to hey, go look up her Instagram, see if she's got some photos on how she lays them out to do the full coverage, so that there isn't any having to lifting up, because I did end up having to lift up this sticker completely because of how it ends up not covering the calendar, and then the full box I end up using not being the correct width type thing. So anyways, it's a whole, I'm figuring it out. So but this is a very, very short video, you guys. So because I kind of just get into my mode of putting everything down and then writing my this day in history items. So I didn't. I was supposed to look it up because there was one thing that I had for you. So while we're just here, I'm going to quickly look up what I was going to research for this week. So we're gonna, if I could quit knocking stuff around on my desk, because that was one thing that I had said last week, is that I was going to have something for you, some stuff. So okay, so sorry for the pause, I just had to quickly read. So I'll go over little things when we get to that day, because I do like going through and figuring out a couple of things, a couple of little tidbits, because not everything is very specified from the website that I go to get everything to. However, they do have lots of links, so that if you are curious, you're able to go. So but this is the part that I was telling you that I ended up having to peel it up. And so this shop also uses the unicorn paper, very, very smooth, very, very saturated, all of that. This is all her hand-drawn art and stuff. Granted, this paper, if I would have done this in my planner or any other planner, probably would have ripped up, but the Erin Condor paper, because it has that slight texture to it, it definitely forgives on this sticker paper some. But see, this is where, I ended up having to overlap that full box, and obviously they're not the same width. So everything was just kind of really just weird, and I need to really figure out how these layouts are to go, because I do enjoy these kits because there's so much art involved with these, but I would love to do it some justice as well to ensure that I'm not always just kind of winging it, so to speak. So, I mean, there's lots of elements. She provides lots of deco. I don't use everything that's in this kit because, well, I don't need to. I don't need to use everything that's in this kit because I don't use littles and checklists and stuff in this kit. So there are pages that I don't use, but they do come in a full kit. Anyways, putting the date dots down because it doesn't come with date dots. So luckily I have many sheets of date dots, which, yes, if you're wondering, yes, I do know that they are sold out in the shop right now. I am getting ready to pull restock this week. So on my list for, well, by the time this video goes up, I will have probably already printed them. So I have regular restocks that I do now. I pull my inventory list, I look at the inventory counts, and I dictate off of that what needs to be restocked and start putting in priority level what needs to be restocked. And yeah, day dots are definitely one of those things. And I'm going to print lots of copies of this because I cannot believe that they sold out this last round. And well, that and the all 4 sheets. So the ones that have like rows of 1s, rows of 2s, rows of 3s, you know, all the way through 31, those all sold out too. I'm like, holy cow, people needed some date dots. So I am going to be restocking everything. Although I do believe we still have just like the individual sheets of like 1 through 8, 9 through, 16, things like that. So, or 9 through 15, something like that, whatever. So, from last week where I had done the half boxes, and then I put my little newsy emoji in, and then my little script for TDIH. I really, really enjoyed that. I really liked that. So I am doing the same thing for this kit. Putting the half boxes down. And I did put the today headers because really honestly it is really this today. And so I end up just like I'm still just getting all the base of everything down because it just helps. One thing I didn't think about, and I realized it once I got to the weekend, is that I put that half box down. And normally if you've been watching, you'll know that I write on the paper, I write down below what this day in history is. Well, I didn't really think all that well on the weekend, and so I end up, I'm just a little preview, I end up having to write what that day's history event was on the actual sticker. Doesn't drive me nuts, but I know it might drive somebody else a little nuts. I just didn't think that one all the way through. So now here I am just putting down my little cute emojis to just mark my this day in history. And then I'll grab the scripts and put that down next, and then we'll get right into it. So, and then I already have what I wanted to tell you for, and I'll tell you it's on Tuesdays, this day in history, because there wasn't any more information given to it, so I definitely wanted to look that up. And I'll just give you a little tidbit. But I really do hope you enjoyed this video this week. I know it is very short. I try to make all of my videos around 20 to 25 minutes. That way you can just get them done and you don't have to worry about coming back to them if that way you don't forget to come back to them. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. So zooming you in quite far because I've noticed that I have been writing just a little bit smaller just because I have a lot of information to get in a small little area sometimes. So in 1917, Russia's February Revolution began. This was to overthrow the Tsarist government. So I didn't do any research on this. I just thought that was quite interesting out of all of the history that I could have chosen from that day. So I definitely try not to just focus on U.S. history. I try to focus on other things going around in the world, other little tidbits, if things have happened in the U.S., things that have improved things for everybody in the world, just different things like that. So, and then I just went ahead and put a piece of deco down and just marked that it was the first day of Taekwondo boot camp. I just had a little space and I figured I might as well just mark it for the kids. So, Tuesday, 1964, U.S. Supreme Court issued the New York Times versus Sullivan ruling. So, this is what I have just here really quick. This was about during the civil rights movement of the 1960s. The New York Times published an ad for contributing donations to defend Martin Luther King Jr. on perjury charges. The ad contained several minor factual inaccuracies. The Public Safety Commissioner, L.B. Sullivan, felt the criticism of his subordinates reflected on him, even though he was not mentioned in the ad. And then Sullivan sent a written request to the Times to publicly retract the information as required for a public figure to seek punitive damages in a libel action under Alabama law. When the Times refused and claimed that they were puzzled by the request, Sullivan filed a libel action against the Times and a group of African-American ministers mentioned in the ad, and a jury in state court awarded him $500,000 in damages. The state Supreme Court affirmed, and the Times appealed. And so the question basically comes, did Alabama's libel law unconstitutionally infringe on the First Amendment's freedom of speech and freedom of press protections? Obviously, I'm not going to go into that, but that's kind of what this ruling was about. On Tuesday, Landon, my second oldest, hurt his ankle at Taekwondo, so I thought it would be funny to put the big bada boom, because was not expecting that one. On Wednesday, 1876, the first telephone call was made by Alexander Graham Bell. It said, "Mr. Watson, come here. I want you." We learned about that not too long ago. My third son had to learn about Alexander Graham Bell in his school this year, so we learned all about the telephone. And then that was the last day of Taekwondo camp. Thursday, 2011, Japan is hit by a massive earthquake, which in turn triggers a 23-foot tsunami. The cooling systems at the Fukushima nuclear power station start to fail and results in a nuclear crisis. Do you guys remember this? So 2011, I was in Utah. I had a 6-month-old? Not even a 6-month-old. No, I had, a 4-month-old. I had a 4-month-old at home, and I remember this happening, and I just remember going, wow, we are not, what is California like? What, we had friends in California, things were freaking out in California. Like, I remember all of this, and just like everything that happened, and just the craziness of everything, and then people panicking because of, like, you know, all these different things. And I mean, I could only imagine what it was like when Chernobyl happened, and I don't know of any other nuclear meltdowns, but all of those things. So, yeah, I definitely wanted to put that one for this day in history. I cannot believe it's been 10 years since then. So, crazy. But moving on to Friday, 1947, President Truman established the Truman Doctrine to aid in the containment of communism. This is obviously the starting of McCarthyism and the McCarthy area, and having lists of people and whatnot. So, this is the part where I start writing on the sticker, you guys. I'm sorry if this, like, you're writing on, like, the big fancy sticker. No, it's fine. It doesn't bother me too much. 1996, a man shot dead 16 children and a teacher in a school in Dublin, not sure exactly how to pronounce it, Scotland. He then shoots himself. I want to say that there was a movie on Netflix about this. I would definitely have to go search, but like the whole premise, but then again, I mean, really, honestly, it could have been any movie that has a premise like that. But it just seems like I recently saw like a little documentary type movie of something like that. But on to Sunday, 1743, the first town meeting was held in Boston, Massachusetts at, is this Fenway? I'm not sure. Please do not get at me for pronunciations of some of these words because they are just a little weird. But Faneuil Hall. And I didn't go into that. But that's what I have for you guys. This is what it looks like. I definitely love having a lot of stickers in here, especially when the main focus is just this day in history. I do have this little bit of deco, so I go ahead and put it down because that bottom was looking a little lonely. So she always puts these little quotes in there, and I was like, you know what? That's a perfect spot for them there. So I hope you enjoyed week 10 of 52 weeks of fandom, and I will see you guys next time. All right, take care. Bye.